The next lad up, I usually, if I'm preparing to do interviews or go on people's shows, I have to do some preparation. But when I go on this man's show, I don't have to do any preparation because we just have a laugh. Gavin McInnes. Gavin off his head McInnes.
See me? You see my maw? You see fish? My maw hates fish. My parents are from Scotland, by the way. How's about fucking Scotland? Run and you will live. But what would you give to come back to this day and fight against the fucking English? Am I right? See, my parents, they're from the Gorbals and Pollokshaws, and the thing about Scotland as a wee man is that I noticed people like a bit of patter. They like joking around. I remember I was running with my gran for the bus, and she finally caught the bus, and she says that the bus driver opens the door and he goes, "Just you keep running ahead, you're going to get down before I do." Scotland is about making jokes, being offensive, being crude, and being rude. So, in about 1974, my parents moved to England when I was born. I was born in Itchin, not far up the road. And I noticed the same sort of deal, right? Mucking about. Geezers mucking about. And I thought, everything I liked about Scotland, when I visit my gran, is eminently true here. We go to the pub as a baby, they'd bring me to the pub, they'd banter on about, they'd have a fag, not a homosexual, it's a cigarette. They probably have a fag too, I don't know what they got up to. And we would come to Speaker's Corner when I was a wee lad. And I remember being faint memories as a toddler going to Speaker's Corner. I didn't know what everyone was on about, but I knew they were mucking about, and I knew they were on about something. And I just knew I liked it, right? So then we moved to like Canada in about 1975 or so. So I go down there and I just go, "Hello everyone, I'm perfectly chuffed to be here. I want to get a Parker and I'm very excited about Canada." And they just went, pff, pff, pff. Pounded the accent right out of me, and then I was a Canadian. So I stay down there, right? And I'm like, this fucking rocks. So we're joking around. We came with a lot of Indians in the early 70s, right? And a lot of, you know, you'd get beat up for an accent back then. And it was our way of sort of making everyone Canadian. And within a week, you know, you're smoking a dart and you're fucking fighting during hockey and all that, and fucking going to the fucking DOA concert and fucking slamming and shit. You got a 2-4 under your arm. And then I moved to America in the 90s. Yeah, boo. Boo it up. Oh, uhuru, that's different. That is the Zimbabwean word for freedom, I believe. So then we're in America. And I've had a pretty good run here in the Western world, in Scotland and England and Canada and America. And I look back now and I think, what's happened to my culture? What happened to the West? We got a guy up here for Scotland who is arrested for teaching a pug to Sieg Heil. That's a fucking joke. And he likes to talk about how it's about context and everything. Fuck context. You can teach your dog to Sieg Heil, I don't care. It's none of my business. You know, fuck context. The beauty of Speaker's Corner is you just dig up the muck. Sunlight is the best disinfectant. Get it all out. Everyone can. We have a pedophile coming on next who's going to make the case about how babies are sexy. He's gonna have a baby in lingerie up here. It's a very tricky argument to make, but we're gonna let him. No, just kidding, we're not doing it. Fuck context, I don't care about context. What separates us from the rest of the other species? We talk to each other, we go, hey, cave friend, don't go near a saber-toothed tiger. It will eat you. And then that caveman goes, thanks for the story, pal. Mental note. Giant cats with huge fangs are bad news. We keep evolving, and now we're devolving with these new rules where we can't say certain things, we can't offend people. It's not just un-American or un-British or un-Scottish or Canadian, it's inhuman. I hope this doesn't offend any animals in the audience, but humans are better than all other animals. Fuck raccoons. Fuck dogs. Deer? What is on your head? A bunch of knives? What are you doing? You're not even carnivores. You eat grass? What do you do in the winter, you losers? And I think Britain, and let's stop joking around here. We know that Britain created the modern world, right? Like this, and the zip tie, and the tape, and this, and the printer that made this, and this mic stand. Everything! You're welcome! Why are we so ashamed of these wonderful creations? Shit, the only thing we didn't make is that fucking tree! And we planted it, by the way. So, I'll just end with a story about the founding of America. The colonies encouraged dissent. They said, we need newspapers in every town along the East Coast. Boston needs a newspaper, New York needs a newspaper. Everyone needs their own little newspaper, and I don't want it to all be the same. Have debates in the paper, argue with each other. Talk about amendments. Maybe you all want guns. Maybe you should have a revolution or something. And the next thing you know, they had a revolution. And the lesson from that is free speech is very dangerous to the state. The government doesn't like free speech. And they've tricked us into culturally thinking that we don't like free speech. We don't like telling stories. We're worried about offending people, but we're not. When you see people talk on TV, they sound like aliens. That's not how we talk in pubs. And the reason those two are different is because it's based on this assumption that we're homophobic or transphobic or racist, blah, blah. It's all a fucking lie. Everyone is pretty decent human beings at the end of the day. We're all normal, we all like each other. So fuck off with the censorship. And here's another problem with it. By ostracizing those who are brave enough to speak out, you are forcing us to band together. I'm hanging out back here with trannies, homosexuals, and fucking soccer hooligans. All they do is say sound all the time. Sound, 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 sound. I don't understand them. Help. I want to rejoin the public. Just kidding, mice. Top gazers, sound, sound, sound. Look, we're at a point now where being a normal human being is considered radical. To talk in public the way you talk to your brother is considered radical. I don't know how we got here. I guess it's in the name of tolerance. But it's not who we are. It's not who we are as Scots. It's not who we are as Canadians. It's not who we are as English. It's not who we are as Americans. It's not who we are as human beings. We like having a laugh. Can we have a fucking laugh again? Can we be arrogant and rude and stupid? Can we wear a gaudy Hawaiian shirt and fart? You know, when people chant USA, USA. They're really saying, we love the Western world, we love Canada, we love Scotland, we love Canada, we love Britain, we love England, we love Wales. We're not ashamed of inventing everything, and we want to have a laugh and have some fun. If there's one thing that defines Western culture, it's fun. That's the irony of this whole thing. We're out here on stage defending fun. How is that a radical idea? When did having a laugh become radical? Well, I'll tell you what, I'm willing to die to have a laugh. I'm not even joking. I'm willing to die to sit in a pub with my friend and tell a disgusting sexist joke. Good luck taking that away from me. With Molay, they say, good luck, come and get them, come and get my guns. You're not gonna take my guns? I feel that way about jokes. Come and try to take my free speech. Do your best, do your worst. And I'll fucking bar you, so I will. We tried it their way, because we're open-minded, because as I said earlier, we're all basically decent people. So when they told us to shut up, and they told us not to say this, not to say that, to behave this way, and use this terminology, we went, all right, I'll try it. And then we went, I don't like that anymore. It doesn't feel me, you know? It doesn't feel human to be constantly apologizing and censoring myself. I feel like I'm giving myself cancer when I shut my mouth. So you gotta let it out. And we do. And we will win this battle, ultimately, because we're fighting for humanity. We're fighting to be ourselves. We're fighting to be proud and unashamed of who we are. And what are we? We're Westerners. If you want to come here and you have those values, come on in. And if you'd like a part of the local pub, we'd love to have a pint with you. But if you want to tell us what to do, you can fuck off. Now, I know you might be a little peeved about that incident a couple hundred years ago with when we were hiding in the trees with the Indians and all that. But as a symbolic gesture, I'd really appreciate if you could repeat after me as a British person. I was born here. USA, 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 US fucking A! Thanks, guys.